Isn't it mad that airports sell alcohol 24 hours a day? Have you ever had a beer at 5 in the morning when you wait to go on holiday? Yeah, I have. It makes you groggy all day, but it don't matter. You just keep on drinking and you'll be fine until tomorrow, or the day after, or the day after that. Have you ever wondered when the pilot had his last drink? An American pilot, Lawrence Russell, aged 63, was breathalyzed at Edinburgh Airport in June 2023 as he was preparing to fly a Delta plane back to New York. A breath test showed he was more than double the limit for pilots. We'll come back to this a bit later. The flight was cancelled. He was the fourth pilot to be prosecuted in Scotland for attempting to fly while under the influence. He was jailed for 10 months. The awful incident of Germanwings Flight 9525 in March 2015, where the co-pilot Andreas Lupitz locked the cabin door when the captain went to the loo and deliberately crashed the plane into the French Alps, killing all 150 people on board, led to the introduction of random alcohol and drug testing in the UK. Pilots can be breath tested at any time. The legal limit in the UK is 0.2 grams of blood alcohol concentration per litre of blood. This is a quarter of the legal drink driving limit in the UK. Therefore, a pilot could be double the alcohol limit for flying, but easily pass a breath test for driving. It's easy to see how a pilot could be over the limit for flying without feeling any effects of the alcohol. Any crew testing positive are given a confirmation test about 15 minutes later, during which time they are not allowed to eat any food or drink. Every positive tested crew member will be then taken off the flight. The police, aviation authorities and the licensing authorities will be informed, and any refusal to take a test will result in the crew being taken off the flight. In America, the limit is 0.4%, higher than the UK but still half the UK drink driving limit. Both countries have a rule which states no alcohol within 8 hours of flying, the bottle to throttle rule, but most airlines have their own house rules which increases this to 12 hours. Tens of thousands of commercial flights take off around the world every day. Of all the things that may endanger even one of these flights, a drunk pilot is about as statistically insignificant a threat as might exist. Passengers probably worry about all sorts of things when they're about to fly, but whether or not your pilots are drunk shouldn't be one of them. Does alcoholism exist in aviation? Of course it does. Pilots are people and people have problems with alcohol, but it doesn't have to be career-ending. Lyall Prrowse was the first pilot to be arrested, tried, convicted and jailed for flying drunk. The Northwest Airlines Flight 650 and its drunk cockpit crew made the headlines. In the evening of March 7, 1990, Lyall Prrowse, along with his co-pilot and flight engineer, called at the Speakeasy restaurant in Moorhead, Minnesota. To a person with a drink problem, the first drink is the only one you have control of. After your first one, it's very hard to stop. At the end of the night, 7 pitchers of beer and 17 rum and cokes had been drunk. Someone at the bar had observed them, and when they arrived at the airport next morning at 5:30, a Federal Aviation agent spoke to them briefly, but no action was taken. When the flight landed in Minneapolis, Prrowse and the flight crew were tested. Prrowse was 3 times over the limit. An ex-Marine fighter pilot and Vietnam vet, he became a disgrace to aviation. As soon as Prrowse got home, he went into an addiction treatment centre. Shortly afterwards, he was told that Northwest had fired him and he had his pilot's licence and medical certificate taken away. Then he had to attend court. He was given 16 months in prison. His co-pilot and flight engineer received 12-month sentences. By 1990, many airlines had implemented a programme called Human Intervention Motivation Study, which created a process for identifying and treating impaired pilots, including a pathway back to the cockpit. Prrowse had to take a number of neurological tests to determine if his brain was damaged by the alcohol. He passed all these and regained his medical certificate. But he would have to start again at the bottom, regain his private pilot's licence, then a multi-engine rating, then a commercial rating including all the relevant exams. With the help and support from friends, he did all this and eventually applied back to Northwest, and in May 1995 he returned as a Boeing 747 first officer. After 2 years of exemplary performance, Northwest promoted him back to captain. The judge who had sent him to prison almost a decade earlier offered to back a petition for his pardon, and on January the 20th, 2001, he received the pardon from the then President Bill Clinton. I've had a problem with alcohol. I drank heavily for over 30 years, but eventually saw alcohol for what it is, and with the support of my partner Pam, here in the plane with me, I've been sober and not touched a drop of alcohol for 7.5 years.